So remember when I made that rant video a few months back about Valve neglecting TF2? Well, it looks like we've hit a new low in the department of rotting multiplayer games because Activision is here to steal that brown trophy. A little while ago, they sent a cease and desist to the developers of a Call of Duty fan project called SM2. It was basically going to be a best of Call of Duty fan game that took all of the best aspects from the previous games and put them all together. Maps, weapons, perks, kill streaks, you name it. That news was very disappointing because it actually looked kind of cool, but this? Oh boy, this genuinely makes me upset. Activision sent another cease and desist to X Labs less than a week later, who were basically providing a client to play older Call of Duty games online through community servers. They were providing these servers for people who already purchased the games for the reasons I'll get to in a bit. However, Activision still stepped in and put a stop to it. To those who aren't aware, you might be wondering, what's the point in making community servers? Activision still sells these games on PC and the multiplayer works, so why would they let people run their own servers and take their players away? Well, the thing is, they don't work. Okay, well they work, but that depends on your definition of works. These games are old and the security is very outdated. These classic COD titles actually have people with mod menus running RCE commands, booting other players offline, and even stealing personal information like IP addresses. Playing them through official matchmaking is just not safe, and clients like X Labs exist for that very reason. Activision sells these games for a full price on Steam while also charging for DLC, and their servers are genuinely dangerous. X Labs existed specifically to let people continue playing the games they loved without the worry of some asshole on the internet performing a remote code exploit and stealing their data. But apparently Activision's intellectual property is more important than the safety of their customers. Even then, these developers aren't making any money off of this, so what's Activision's excuse? Well, here is said excuse. This is a yearly franchise that Activision expects fans to buy every year. The problem is that modern Call of Duty is a complete joke. Skill-based matchmaking up the ass, bad maps, skill-based footstep audio, and countless microtransactions and a battle pass for a game that now goes for above full price every year thanks to AAA companies gaslighting retards into thinking $70 is an okay price for video games. My point is, fans aren't happy with COD's current state. But Activision doesn't give those older games the support they need, despite charging upwards of full price for them on Steam without the DLC included. Say what you want about Nintendo, but at least they include DLC with their $60 Switch ports. Now I'm really worried for Plutonium and Clone Hero because they've been operating for years with no problems because Activision never cared about fan projects. But as of late, Activision has been on a massive killing spree. What pisses me off the most is that Activision is deliberately curb-stomping efforts to preserve these legacy titles, specifically the multiplayer and to an extent zombies because again, RCEs. Even though I've only talked about PC so far, console is pretty much the same story. I don't think modders can steal your location data like on PC, but it's basically impossible to find a good clean lobby, and thanks to Sony's username system being overhauled, if you changed your name or created an account after 2019, your online progress and unlocks are never saved. And as for Black Ops 2 specifically, the game literally crashes the PS3 console on startup. So you have to sign out of PSN and jump through a bunch of hoops just to play the video game you spent money on that is still sold digitally, I might add, without the game crashing your console and having to run a self-check.
Sign out of PSN, launch Black Ops 2, open the multiplayer mode, go to local play, start a match, load in and spawn, press the PlayStation button, sign back into PSN, close the XMB, quit the local match, go to matchmaking, hop on one foot, sacrifice a newborn, and send Bobby Kotick a picture of your bare ass. Then and only then may you play your $50 video game, if you're lucky.
Xbox works right out of the box, and there's a bunch of players online thanks to Xbox One and Series consoles' backwards compatibility, but again, the modders run rampant in these games, so it's still not great in that regard. The real thing that makes me chafe between the legs here is that Activision is deliberately making COD less playable on PC just to get people to play the new game instead. You know, the $70 shit show that put more effort into the skill-based footstep audio and rat skins than the damn maps. Now here's where it gets a little spicy, and again, I'm not defending Activision in the slightest, but this part right here is probably where they had the legal grounds to do this. See, X Labs was distributing game and DLC files for the CODs they supported. Yeah, that's a big no-no. Now I personally don't give a shit about piracy, in fact I encourage it, but the last thing you want to do is actively distribute files with the sole purpose of getting around paying for it if it's still officially available. If you want to be on Activision's good side, don't do that. Now look, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty guy. Why I'm so passionate about this subject is because vintage multiplayer games are in serious danger of disappearing. Ones that are still popular like TF2 already have to deal with hurdles like a lack of support and cheaters, but most of them end up being completely toast. Classic Call of Duty and its peer-to-peer nature has long since been outdated, and the bad actors have already infested these games a long time ago, and that's what clients like X Labs and Plutonium existed for. A safe place for fans new and old to play the objectively superior Call of Duty games without the threat of RCEs, mod menus, and cheaters. These games, which Activision still sells for upwards to full retail price on Steam, alongside charging for DLC, are genuinely dangerous to play in official matchmaking for these reasons. These clients existed to give customers a working version of the product Activision charges money for, and the response they get is a cease and desist. Activision, this isn't okay. You're asking people to shill out over $100 for a game and its DLC that not only can't find a decent lobby to save its life, but also can get your computer infected with malware thanks to remote code executions. This isn't just immoral, it's downright evil. At least Rockstar with their security issues with GTA 5 aren't taking down 5M. Why should Activision be allowed to sell products on Steam that can fuck up your computer and shut down clients that allow paying customers to play them safely? While I was writing this, I was made aware that there are community patches made for Black Ops 3 that protect you from the stuff when playing matchmaking, but I don't know if these kinds of patches exist for the other games, and Activision should be doing this themselves. We shouldn't have to rely on modders to fix a game that isn't even a decade old. I genuinely mean it when I say they shouldn't be allowed to have these games listed on Steam. Upkeep them and make them safe to play, or delist them. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And as for Valve, I know Steam isn't the most strict platform out there and pretty much anything with a title screen can be sold for money, but you really shouldn't be letting Activision keep these games up for sale on Steam. Your customers' personal information and location data is on the line here. There's not even a disclaimer telling you about these security problems. These games are just listed on Steam like normal as if nothing's wrong, but there's a lot wrong here. Multiplayer is the biggest selling point for Call of Duty, and it's of course plastered right in the tags of the games. Customers looking for a multiplayer game on Steam could stumble across one of these classic Call of Duty titles and become a victim of script kiddies. Activision needs to be held accountable for making money off of these games that are literally unsafe to play in matchmaking. Activision has never acknowledged the issues with these games, probably because they're too busy polishing that skill-based footstep audio in Modern Warfare 2. I smell a lawsuit incoming because, believe it or not, people buy multiplayer games to play with other people online, not have their shit stolen. Let's say there's this big fancy restaurant in town. They've got a 4-star rating and they've been around for over a decade. You go in and order food. The food comes out and the meat's raw in the middle, the plate is warmer than the meat itself, there's unidentifiable chunks in your drink, the fork snaps in half when you try to use it, the napkins are wet, the chair's leg breaks and you fall to the floor, and while you're on the floor you get a glimpse of the cockroaches and bed bugs underneath your table. Should that restaurant be shut down? Well, obviously. That's basically the current state of classic COD games on PC right now. Come the fuck on, guys. This should not be legal. Anyway, I thought I'd make a video on this topic because even though I'm not a COD fan, I do enjoy Plutonium T6 multiplayer from time to time, and I don't want it to get into Activision's greasy hands. As for the next video, script writing is almost done, so it's probably not going to be completely finished until late June. I'll see you then.